Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a foundation first impression and a 10-hour wear test on the Joah Truly Yours Natural Finish Foundation Drop. So if you would like to see me test out this foundation, please keep watching. So I picked up my foundation from CVS. I have the shade Classic Ivory, and you do get 1.01 US fluid ounces, so pretty much standard. It says it's inspired by K-Beauty, and it's a frosted glass bottle, which I really like, and then it is a dropper. I'm usually not the biggest fan of like drop foundations, so this will be interesting. And then on the back, it says it's manufactured by Kiss Products. I'm assuming that's Kiss Lashes and Kiss Nails, right? So as always, I'm just gonna put my hair back, put on some primer, and then while that primer really sinks into my skin, I can read you guys some information about this foundation. So what do I want to use? I think I'm gonna go in with this Wet n Wild Primer Serum. This is hydrating. This has been my favorite lately. And then for some extra hydration, I'm going in with the e.l.f. Aqua Primer Mist. So like I said, I purchased mine at CVS, but I just went ahead and went to the joahbeauty.com website. This retails for $9.50. It has 4.5 stars out of 378 reviews. On here you can do buy two, get one free. And this foundation comes in 12 different shades. It says it's a natural finish foundation. The skin enhancing natural finish foundation perfects your complexion in every way. Hydrating, brightening, smoothing, accentuating your youthful glow with a flawless finish. Lightweight coverage, soft matte finish. My skin's really dry right now. Hydrating, brightening, and smoothing. It says shake well before use. Dot foundation all over your face or where needed. Using your fingertips, a brush, or a sponge. Use your fingertips, a brush, or makeup sponge in a patting motion to blend the foundation evenly over your face or where needed. Apply more foundation to build coverage. Then it says to top with Joah translucent powder to set makeup in place, which I don't have. So let's see. And this says you can only purchase it at CVS, by the way. I'm gonna give it a quick shake, and then I'm going to do this side with a sponge. Ooh, okay. I don't know how much to use, so I just did a drop. I'm going to use my damp Wet n Wild sponge just to blend that in. Ooh, I feel like one drop is like the whole side of my face. And it is a little dark for me. You can see. I'll have to blend it down. So it looks like it has a little bit of a warm yellow undertone, which I normally like neutral undertone foundations, especially when I'm like this fair, but I'm gonna do one more drop. I feel like I'm getting like a decent amount of coverage, which I really need coverage this time because I've been picking my face like no other. Normally I like light coverage foundations with a full coverage concealer, but in this case I need full coverage today. Minus the shade being a little too dark, I really like it. It looks like a natural finish, like it's saying like a soft matte. It doesn't feel like overly drying. Like I know a lot of like soft matte foundations do tend to look too dry on my skin, but this looks nice. So I do like it. So let's start on the other side. I'm going to be using my Morphe Y7. Listen to this. So I'm going to do the same on this side. I'll start off with one drop. Okay, so one drop with a brush gave me more coverage than the 2 drops with the sponge. So definitely want to keep that in mind. Less product and full coverage, I feel like. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend out my neck with the brush too. Wow. Okay, did you see how fast I just blended that out with a brush? So I actually prefer the brush side, which I'm a sponge girl all the way. I don't care how much product I have to use. I love a sponge. But in this case, oh my gosh. Like, I feel like I got pretty much full coverage with one full drop, and that blended out in like 10 seconds. And then this side I had to do 2 drops, and that took way longer to blend out. This looks really nice. I'm just gonna add a smidge on this side, and then I'm gonna go over it with a brush just because I feel like I need more coverage. Okay, I just looked up close, but I'm gonna look up close again. Where's my little mirror? I've been having so much trouble lately trying to get product to stick to my nose. I don't know what's going on, but concealer won't stick to it, powder won't stick to it, foundation won't stick to it. And I just looked and it actually covered my nose, which is amazing because if you've seen any of my past few videos, nothing will stay on my nose. So this is a big deal. And yeah, it looks really nice. It is a soft matte. I would say it was more of a soft matte than a natural finish, but I do have dry skin, so. But it looks really nice. Like, really nice. My forehead looks really nice. It covered up all the spots that I've been picking. My chin looks nice. You guys, this might be my new favorite foundation, and it's been, I feel like the last few foundation first impressions I did not like the foundation. So this is awesome. Okay, knock on wood, but I think it's gonna be a good foundation first impression day. Like, I think I'm gonna have to go back to CVS and get a darker shade for when I'm tan and self-tan, you know, because it's the summertime now, so I'm gonna start laying in the pool again, and I'm gonna be busting out the self-tanner for sure. This looks really nice. I feel like it would look really nice in pictures too. You guys, I'm so excited. So this is what my skin looks like up close. I love it. So it does feel really lightweight. Like, I can't feel it on my skin. I feel like I was able to get pretty much full coverage. It looks bomb. Like, I'm very, very, very impressed. I love it. So I'm just gonna apply some concealer now. Let's see. Since we pretty much have full coverage, we don't really need a full coverage concealer. Let's use this Kylie one. I feel like I can never remember. It's like sometimes I hate this concealer and sometimes I love it, but I think it's full coverage, but I'm just gonna go ahead and use it anyways. This is in the shade Pearl. And it's pretty brightening, as you can tell. And I'm gonna try this brush today. I remember I used it like a while ago, but I haven't used it since. But this is the Sigma F56 highlighting brush. Let's try to blend this concealer out with this brush and see what happens. It's good, but it's a little big. I feel like this would work better if I was using a contour and not like highlighting palette, a cream one. So I could really like, I don't know. It's just too big to really like get in there, I feel like. So I'm gonna use my Morphe G38 just to further blend that out. And then a sponge for the rest of my face. Why do I feel like I haven't really heard anybody talk about this foundation? Like, oh my gosh. I also picked up a concealer from the brand Joah, which which I guess I could have tried in this video, but I forgot about it. But I wonder if that's just as good as the foundation, because if that's good, this might be my like go-to foundation and concealer for the next like month or two. So this is also the Truly Yours full cover concealer, so I should have done them together, but you know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna go to CVS and pick up the powder, because it said on the website that it has like a matching powder, so I'm gonna grab the powder and then do another wear test on the foundation, the concealer, and the powder all together and do a separate video for that, because this foundation is amazing. So I definitely want to pick up the powder, so I hope that the concealer is just as good. So this is what my skin looks like with concealer on top of it. You guys, I haven't been this excited about a foundation in a hot minute. Looks so good. I'm going to do a little bit of cream contour. Just going to use this Wet n Wild contour stick in the shade Oaks on You. And I'm using this e.l.f. I think it's a angled contour brush, something like that. I have bangs, so I honestly don't know why I even contour my forehead, but then I always like to go back in with my concealer brush and just kind of like pat on the sides just to blend that concealer in with the contour. And then I'll go down the middle too. And then I go over everything with a sponge. To set my under eye concealer, I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. Not like I really need a more bright under eye, but that's what I'm going to use. And then this is a Morphe E48. So I have like a huge dry patch right here, and you can really see it, but I don't think it was the foundation. I think it was the Kylie concealer that really emphasized that. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but I can definitely see it. And then to set the rest of my face, haven't used this in a while, but I really like it. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. This is my Morphe E1. So press that in. I feel like though, if you didn't want to, you wouldn't necessarily have to set this foundation. Like, it feels sticky, but it's not like overly sticky. So I feel like I put just a little bit too much powder on my forehead, but I'll just fix that when I use my setting spray. So this is what my skin looks like with the foundation, concealer, and powder. Looks really nice. Overset the foundation with powder because I used way too much, but it still looks okay. Like, my forehead looks completely blurred, but the Kylie concealer definitely stuck to my dry patches. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be back to let you guys know how everything went on. But right now it is 1:31, so that's gonna be the call time, and I will see you guys here in a minute. So I'm back. I have all my makeup on right now, so I'm just gonna tell you guys everything that's on my face. So for eyebrows, I use this joahbeauty Browlist waterproof long-lasting brow gel. This is in the shade Brown. And then I just filled in the tails of my brows with this ColourPop brow pencil. Then just to add some more volume to my brows, I use the Ulta Beauty brow tint in the shade Blonde. This is a really good dupe for the Benefit Gimme Brow. And then to carve out my brows, I use the Benefit Eye Bright. This is the old packaging. I think the new one's in like a silver packaging, but I've had this for a hot minute and still works. So I've been using that lately. And then for mascara, I used the Grande Drama Intense Thickening Mascara with castor oil. And then for my bottom lashes, I used the Essence Lash Princess in Waterproof. I feel like this did kind of like, the Grande mascara did kind of thicken my lashes a little bit. But my lashes just don't hold a curl unless I use waterproof. But I really wanted to use this mascara because it does have the castor oil in it, so I'm hoping that it will help grow my lashes. For lips, I used MAC Oak Lip Liner. And then I went on top of it with this Buxom Plump Line Lip Balm. This is in the shade Glowing, I believe. It's just like a Your Lips But Better shade. And then I wanted a little bit of gloss, so I went on top of it with this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Gloss in the shade 505 Modern Mauve. So I have a pretty natural looking lip today, but that's okay. So because my skin was more on the matte side, I wanted to use a bronzer that had a little bit of like a sheen in it. So I used my Too Faced Natural Lust Bronzer. I love this. This is what like the glow is on my forehead. So I feel like a good way to fake the glow if you are using like a matte foundation or you have oily skin and you need to wear a matte foundation but you still want like a glow, I suggest using like a bronzer that has like a little bit of sheen in it, and this one has like a gold sheen, so it really gives me that glow right there on my forehead and my skin is matte. So I really like this. I like this with like a dewy luminous foundation as well. And then for blush, I use this Milani Deliziono, I don't know, pink. It's just this baked hot pink Barbie shade. And then for highlighter, I used my Laura Geller baked highlighter in the shade Charming Pink. And then for eyes, I used my Huda Beauty New Nude palette, and I used the shade Play for my transition shade. I used the shade called Tickle for my lid shade and in the crease, and then just to deepen up the crease, I went in with the shade called Spanked. I love this palette, so good. So it is 2:08 now, so I've had this foundation on for about 40 minutes. I love it. I already put it on my Instagram story. It is so good. Like everything looks really good up close. Like I'm obsessed with this foundation. I'm obsessed. So I'm gonna go ahead and go about my day, and then I'll be back for my first check-in in about 4 hours. Hey guys, so I'm back for my 4-hour check-in. It's 5:52, so I've had this foundation on for about 4.5 hours. And I've already, I think I told you guys, I already put it on my Instagram story that it's amazing. And then I texted a couple of people to go buy it because I feel like I almost instantly know if I like a foundation the second it touches my face. And like this foundation is so good. But anyways, I did just eat, so that's why I have no lip stuff on. But I want to look up close and make sure that it's still good. My forehead still looks pretty matte. That glow right there is from my bronzer, I think. I did spray my face a little bit with MAC Fix Plus, and it seemed to bring back a little bit of life to my face, but it still kept me pretty matte. But other than that, my forehead still looks nice. I might actually throw a little powder up there on my 8-hour check-in just to see like what happens. But around my mouth still looks good. I did film a lipstick swatch video, and the foundation actually held up pretty well around my mouth, and I was like wiping my mouth like at least 10 times, like all the way around, so I was wiping some of the foundation off, but it still looks really good. But I did notice that my neck looks a little blotchy, but again, like this foundation isn't my exact shade right now. It is a little bit too dark for me, but yeah, it still looks, it looks so good. Like this is probably gonna be my go-to foundation for like the next like month, like no joke. And then this is what my skin looks like up close after 4.5 hours. So yeah, I'll see you guys back here for my 8-hour check-in. Hey guys, so I'm back for my 8-hour check-in. It is 9:30. I don't know if you guys can ever see what time it is, but it's 9:30. So I'm just gonna look up close. I was kind of just like messing around with makeup in here, and I tried to do like a wing liner with eyeshadow because like I am not good at wing liner. Like I feel like I've been pretty decent at makeup for the past, I don't know, 8 years, and for some reason I can just not figure it out. There's only been like maybe 5 times in my entire life that I've actually been able to do a wing liner. So I was just kind of like messing around with eyeshadow and this little card. Maybe that would help me, but I don't know. But now my eyes are all watery, so. But I do want to powder my forehead because I noticed it was getting just a smidge oily. Not terrible, but I kind of want to just see how this foundation holds up after I start powdering, because sometimes with foundations I can powder once and I'm fine, and then other times I have to powder like on the hour every hour. And typically when I do powder, it's usually just my forehead, probably because of my bangs, and like this area. I really don't touch my cheeks. So I'm just going to be using my Rimmel Stay Matte Long Lasting Pressed Powder. I love this stuff. I always forget about it because I have so many other things, but this is definitely like a go-to powder. Like if I don't feel like using anything else, I know this will always work, and it's affordable, and it's something that I'll continue to repurchase like whenever I feel like I need a new one, because I just love it so much. So I'm just going to powder those areas. Like, it's really not that bad, but meh. It's always like magic when you go over an oily spot with powder. You know what? It kind of just looks like it did right after I powdered with the, what did I use? The Wet n Wild translucent powder, like when I went to set my foundation. Like, it just made it look like that all over again. And then, sorry, so my deaf cat yodels when she meows, and she's trying to get in my room. And she's not allowed in here because she eats and destroys everything. But if you can hear her, that's who it is. Her name's Marshmallow. And then I'm just going to lightly go down my nose and then on the sides of my nose. That's pretty much it. My chin doesn't really look that oily, but I'll set it anyways. Such a good powder. If you haven't tried this Rimmel powder, you have to. It's so good. Alright, so this is what my skin looks like after 8 hours of wear and a little bit of powder. It looks fresh. Like, it looks like I just applied it. Yeah, it looks really nice. Oh my gosh, I didn't do a very good job on that, but yeah, everything still looks pretty good. I feel like I'm losing a little bit of coverage down here, but I did do a lip swatch video earlier like I told you guys, and I kind of was all over the place, so I think that's why. Because over here is fine. But if anything, I could have just added a little bit more foundation down here. Alright, I'll be back in 2 hours with my final check-in. Hey guys, so I'm back for my final check-in. It's 11:30, so I've had this foundation on for a full 10 hours, and I love it. The last time I saw you guys, I powdered, and it's been 2 hours since. So I just want to see if it stayed matte or if it got oily. It looks like it's... okay, so for 2 hours, that's pretty good, right? I feel like if I was going to wear this foundation for any longer, especially now that summer's here, it's getting hot, and I feel like I would probably have to powder again, but I feel like I made it all the way to the 8-hour mark before I even needed to do that. But I have bangs, so it doesn't really matter. Like, I don't have to powder. I just don't like it when my forehead gets like super greasy, because then it makes my bangs look greasy. So that's why I like to powder my forehead, even though you can't see it. But I definitely think this foundation is long wearing, but I would keep a powder in my purse like I always do anyways, just so I could kind of like touch up. But for this being on for 10 hours, it looks pretty dang good. Like, I was so excited when I first applied it this morning, or I guess it was like 1:30 early this afternoon, but I was so excited. Like, I haven't been this excited about a foundation in a while, it seems like. So yes, I definitely recommend the Joah Truly Yours Natural Finish Foundation Drop is what it's called. Like I told you guys this morning, I'm not a big fan of the drop foundations. I've tried the NYX one, the Hard Candy one, and the Cover... Sorry, my memory card was full, but like I was saying, I've tried the Cover FX one. That was probably... I think that was the first or second foundation wear test first impression that I've ever done on my channel, and I ended up returning it. Like, I hated it so much. And then I've tried the NYX one, which I think I did like. I still have it. And then this one. I think those are the only ones that I've tried. Oh, and Hard Candy, but the Hard Candy drops that I have are more of like, you mix it in with your moisturizer, or you mix it into another foundation to lighten it, or, you know, something like that. But this is so good. Like, I don't know if CVS is open right now, but whenever they reopen again, I'm definitely going to go in there and get a darker shade for the summertime, because I feel like the shade of this would be like my in-between shade, like when I'm coming down from like a self tan, or I'm like starting to get that summer tan, you know, and then I would definitely need like a darker shade of this. I'm totally picking one up because I think this is going to be so good for the summertime. It's matte, it's long lasting. Like I said, if you want to fake a dewy look, you could always just add like a shimmery bronzer or more highlight or stuff like that, you know what I mean? So I definitely recommend this for dry skin. Not a lot of matte foundations work for my dry skin, and this is definitely one of them. The other one that I talk about all the time that's also matte that works for me is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. This works for my dry skin, and I think there's one more, but oh, the Maybelline Matte and Poreless, but that one is more of like a natural finish on my skin. It's not really that matte, but these two are definitely going to be my go-to matte foundations. I also think you'll really like this if you have oily skin. So definitely check it out. Again, it's at CVS, or you can buy it from the Joah website, but oh, it's so good. Anyways, let me know if you guys have tried out this foundation in the comments below. Also, let me know if you tried anything from the brand Joah, because I hope I'm saying that right, because the only two things I have from them is that and then the concealer I showed you guys earlier. I haven't tried that. But if there's anything else from that brand that you guys really like, let me know in the comments below and I'll definitely pick that up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this foundation review and wear test, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.